Too many people lose their marriage by accident.
Oh, I tell you what, I was shocked when I found out that more people divorce over neglect than anything else.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's get started here.
Okay.
How would you define an accident?
Anything not planned, by chance. Oh, okay, in fact, it was just a couple months ago. I'm in my driveway, backing out really quick, and all of a sudden...
You had an accident?
Oh, yes. I was not paying attention. I was in a hurry trying to get out of there.
Not paying attention?
Yeah, I just said that,
that's
David.
new.
I was not paying attention, and all of a sudden I heard that noise, that horrible noise. You all know what I mean when the metal hits metal, and I just started screaming, this is not happening! This is not happening! This is not happening!
Punched in the side. I can see it.
Yes, I got out there and his brand new truck. I couldn't believe it. So then I go and I'm crying to him, and he was so wonderful. But you know what? I didn't think I had done that much damage, and it's always so
Not much
worse
damage, honey.
than what you thought
You
it
just
was.
batted your eyes, trying to make it go away, right? Okay.
No. I'm just talking about the fact that it was so much more than what I thought.
But when people have accidents, matter of fact, you can actually get a ticket after the accident for driving with undue care and attention. Right?
Yes.
Where you're not paying attention and you cause the accident.
Oh, and so what accidents have you caused in your marriage?
Well, I think the worst one was likely early in our life. I was so busy with my work and trying to care for young people because I was a counselor for kids that I was imbalanced, and it kind of left Donald kind of out on the lurch too many times. And that was an accident.
Well, and isn't it interesting? We're not paying attention. It's not like you were planning on doing that, but it always causes way more than we think it's going to cause.
What about collisions for you and Mark?
The most recent that we keep banging cars over would be raising teenagers.
Oh,
And you know what? Everybody out there who's raising teenagers just went, oh, we're not the only ones.
You can get going over that, no doubt
Yeah.
there. No doubt there. Well, listen, you need to understand that relationships naturally unravel unless you do something about it.
You bet they do.
Isn't that right? And so whether you've had a fender bender with your spouse or a major head-on collision, you got to stay with Marriage Uncensored. We're going to help you repair those relationships. Stay with us. Let's face it, pressures in life can consume us. I mean,
Oh, definitely.
life is tough. And families, they can take a lot of hits along the way. That's where we're at.
Oh, they are. So that's why we need to have Dr. Bill Doherty to help us have any more accidents along the way. He's author of Take Back Your Marriage and director of Marriage and Family at University of Minnesota. Welcome, Dr. Doherty.
Great to be here.
Good to have you. Now listen, it's about me. When I get married, I don't realize how selfish I am.
Oh, my goodness.
At least I know I didn't. How do we get over the me?
I thought I was giving until I got married.
Yeah, well, we live in a consumer culture where it's about moi. You know, the commercial, the soda commercial, obey your thirst.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay? And so all the messages around us nowadays are that the marriage should be all about my happiness. So we have
Have
to...
it your way.
Right, we have to name that as a problem, because if we don't, that's how we're going to drift.
Well, it's like a consumer marriage, right?
That's right.
I pick and choose what I want, and I've got to obey my thirst. I need this. You're not delivering, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's the term that I like to use to describe how we think about marriage as an opportunity, as a venue for my happiness. My wife and I kid sometimes saying that, how am I as a marital service provider today, my dear?
That's good. I like that.
And the customer's always right, so I'm always right.
Oh, that could get you in trouble too, though.
Yeah, it does. That's the problem, it does. I mean, we're having a good time with it.
Yeah.
But the whole notion of giving and of sacrifice, those are really countercultural now.
Okay, all of us have been married over 20 years, though, and let's be honest, are we not still selfish and me-centered? Okay, I guess I'm the only one.
I think so. I'm a professional, so I'm, of course, beyond that.
Yes, me too.
Yeah,
I've
well,
never
but
struggled with
there's something in human nature
You bet.
that where we see the world from our own perspectives.
That's correct.
The challenge is when the whole culture around us reinforces that.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
When the culture says it's all about you, it's
And
all
being
about
happy. You better be happy.
That's right.
Right?
Well,
I
that's
did
the
it.
problem.
Ma, it's all
That's
about me, right?
That's right.
Well, and
So-
that's what I was going to say. When I talk to people whose relationships are breaking up, it's amazing. Oh, well, whatever makes you happy. Like, I
Right.
just hear that over and over again. Like, that's what it's all about.
And then part of what people get in trouble with is they say, I have to be in love in order to be happy. And the early in love, that doesn't stay in a marriage. There's a better
know, it's
kind
a
of
bummer.
love. And so a lot of people say a big part of being happy in life is feeling in love all the time. I'm not in love all the time, and therefore I must be married to the wrong person.
Right. Well, it's not just me and self-centeredness though. There are kid pressures, right?
Oh yeah, but you know, it's interesting because if you were to ask the question, can you honestly love your kids too much? I think most people would be like, no.
Well, we are so into our kids in this generation that it's like we're married to them and not our spouses. So the families can tilt out of balance. And there are people who are hyper parents nowadays.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Totally.
And we overparent, if I could generalize.
Yes.
We tend to overparent and under-marry.
Oh,
okay?
you got it.
Yes.
Okay. And what we lose is the fact that the biggest source of security for our children is the stability of that marriage. The biggest hit children take in this world is when the parents' marriage breaks up.
Well,
And just say, if you're not listening, you got to nail that one here, because we're so focused on the kids that the marriages are falling apart, and the greatest gift to your kids is keeping your marriage strong. It gives them stability.
and I've got to take it for the ladies, because I think as moms we're the worst culprits. But I will say that a lot of it is because if we're not feeling close to our husband, I think we turn to our kids for that love and that connection. And so I guess I would just encourage you as women that if you're pouring yourself into your kids more than your husband, then you've got to get back to keeping your husband first and finding out what needs to happen to connect with him.
Well, it's not only, it's sort of chicken and egg. Sometimes, if you're not close to your husband, you turn to your kids. But this culture we've been talking about is a big part of it. That the culture says, if you're a mother in particular, you're over the top all the time. You know, you're chauffeuring them everywhere.
Oh,
you're doing the homework with them.
Got to be super mother.
Super mother.
Yeah.
And so you may not be upset with your husband or feel distant, but you sure will become that way over time.
He gets marginalized.
That's right.
Right now, why is it important for our kids to see that dad or mom maybe are more important than them? Why is that important?
Well, it's not more important. It's apples and oranges, but both kinds of fruit are important. Okay,
Correct.
and that because our children take so much of our time and energy, if you don't lean towards the marriage, you're going to underfeed your marriage. It's important for kids because you are the principal adult relationship they see.
Right.
Okay? And my wife and I used to, after dinner, we would have coffee and send our kids away and so for 15 minutes we would talk together. When my daughter grew up, I asked her, how did she feel during that time? Because we had some boundaries. We said, leave us alone for now.
Go play,
And she said, it made me feel safe.
I was going to say secure, stable. You bet it does.
Now let's talk about time for a second. How much time does a good marriage take?
Well, I mean, there's no one answer to that question. But if I could wave my magic wand, I would give every couple with kids 15 minutes a day of friendship conversation. When they're not talking about the logistics and all that, but they're just being friends. And I'd have them go on a date every other week.
Wow.
And I'd have them get away
That's
for a week.
doable.
Yeah.
You are talking about doable stuff.
Yeah, and then a weekend once a year.
Yeah, but what's beautiful about that, Bill, if they just did that, we'd have so many marriages that were stronger.
Right,
I mean, just do that. 15 minutes a day, every 2 weeks a date, and once a year get away, just the two of you. Good advice.
And I know sometimes men feel overwhelmed because I know us women, we want to use all our words the minute they walk in the door. But if they would just give us 15 minutes, I mean, that would be a gift on a golden platter. So that's an incredible place to start. Okay, I know I'm not the only one. You're hearing this stuff, you're already asking the question, oh no, am I too me-centered? Am I too time-pressured? And I'm too kid-focused? Go to our website. We've got Dr. Doherty's quizzes. You can actually answer and figure out whether you are, and you've got some accidents to avoid. Stay with us.